Order KFC on WhatsApp +268 7833 5151.
Now, on your Thursday edition of Temidlalo, second edition of this month of July, I tell you what, the show does not stop to cook you the best when it comes to sporting activities. To begin things with, I would have to say apologies for the delay as some technical glitches were trying to affect our production. But tell you what, the good news is that we are live and we are, ready to give you the best in the media and the best in the field of play. Now, to begin things with, I'll be joined by our special guest. When we talk about special guests, we talk about the Eswatini Soccer Foundation, of course, sponsored by KFC. This weekend, on the 13th of July, at Somplo National Stadium, is the grand closing, the finale, both under the 13 boys, 15 boys, and under 17 girls. And the visuals you're watching right now, those are the semi-finals at Manzini Club. So the man behind the initiative, the man behind the sound, the man behind the great idea, that is the legendary Eswatini, is in the studio. We'll talk about the journey. Can you imagine driving all the way from the Republic of South Africa just to be with us here live on Eswatini TV for the initiative? It is here for him. He wants to see the best out of these youngsters. At some point, we'll have other guests, including Imbube Marathon. The launch was held with other guests from the Eswatini National Provident Fund, where now we're talking about the 6th edition of the Imbube Marathon, one of the biggest marathon event in the SADC region. We'll have a special guest from the National Provident Fund just to give us an idea of about the launch that we witnessed midweek. Otherwise, there is also the boot camp. Eswatini versus South Africa. We can't wait. It's going to be packed. Also at the Mavso Sports Center. We'll look at the initiatives. We'll look at also from the guests who will be in the studio to give us an idea of what we can expect on that day. Otherwise, this past weekend, it was happening at Ngwenya. We'll have a montage just to look at this cycling event and how the youngsters, as well as we can see on the screen, were making headlines on the day. They attended in their numbers. So don't go anywhere because it's going to be beautiful. On YouTube, different platforms, social medias, of course, we are trending. Do stay tuned. In the company of Eswatini, the founder of KFC, Eswatini Soccer Foundation is in the studio all the way from the Republic of South Africa, but just here in person to ensure that Lomsebendi the finance of the foundation.
Fabrice, and thank you so much for allowing me to come and celebrate with you, because for me, when I come to the studio, I come to celebrate what the children are doing out there. Yeah.
It's the passion, Mr. Tindang. I think on many occasions, clearly, when you're talking, I feel from you, something is coming from the heart.
Soccer has an effect on each and every one of us. And I would assume that I'm not the only one. Because even when we are my age, you still want to be involved. Whether it's through coaching or maybe doing what we're doing in facilitating sponsorship so that the kids will play. You want to do that. It doesn't end. And that's the beauty of soccer.
Skara, you were here during the semi-finals. I think the stages we saw from the other weekends. You were here, of course, in the pictures we can see at the Manzini Club, watching the youngsters playing, building up to the finals. What kind of picture do you have now of this foundation? I mean, you've started it, it's kicking. Look at the skills. I mean, we normally see this internationally. What kind of picture do you have now about the foundation? Personally, when you talk about what you've seen the kids doing, both boys and girls.
Okay. Remember when we started by saying we want to groom children. That's our goal, we want to groom children. Now, the tournaments, they give us an opportunity to see the standard of play. At the end of the day, we want to go to such a stage where we choose those boys that we think have a potential and try and concentrate on that. That is what we want to do. But having said that, we want to make sure that the coaches that are coaching those children are trained properly. Because unless those coaches are trained properly, chances are the children are not going to be what we want to do. This past week, I had organized a journey for 2 boys. One is Lungelo, another one is Mandla Lamin.
Okay, to emphasize that, sorry, Mr. Tina, Lungelo, you're talking about the same product of this foundation.
This boy was at one stage at a school.
Yes.
He played under this tournament.
Okay.
And then we chose him. Said, this boy has a potential, let's try and assist him. We took him to Amatax, Super Sport. Now he's back home playing for Leopard. Now we want to take him back. He went to Kruger for trials. That's where he was during the week. Yeah. We then realized that now when they scout, they do trials, they've got certain profiles. For instance, they were looking for a certain type of player. Okay. Now, when he went there, he was not that type of a player. I was able to talk to the technical director, Mr. Mkacha, He's a Swazi. We were able to find out, okay, your boy is good. Your boy can go places, but we do have, that kind of player. Yeah. Now we're looking for this type of player. Okay. Now that taught me
some
that
comfort,
that this boy can play, but it was not the kind of player that we look. So those are some of the things that we need to work on.
Yeah. The response now, Babuganje, in the field of play. This is Manzini Club. I'm assuming this is under 15 boys. Then you interact with the parents. In the case of the young men you are referring to, Lungelo, what are the parents saying? That's an example of Lungelo. The parents, the father, what are they saying?
Fabrice, I had invited him to come to the studio. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's a pastor. Yes. Today he had to do some work next to his stake. That's why he couldn't come. I wanted him to tell the parents out there. Because at the end of the day, these children, they need to be supported. Mr. Simelane, from the time that we chose the boy, he's been working with us to make sure that this boy goes for trials. This boy has accommodation. This boy has food. It gives him an opportunity to talk to the coaches as well of the teams that we're talking to. So I'm saying that support is needed. But other than that, when I go to these games, I'm able to talk to the boys. I was shocked and surprised and happy. The last 2 weeks when I was here, one of the teams, they got beaten, and I was able to talk to them. They were you could see they were miserable, and I went to them and I said to them, how did you play? We lost. How did you lose? We started well, but the coach then removed Soren, so who was playing as a left back.
They're getting to the technical.
Yes, and I said, my God, look at these boys. They know what they're talking about. After I'd spoken to them, I tried to encourage them. Then I went to the teacher. The teacher, this is what the boys said. What do you think? The teacher, the coach, who was the teacher, admitted. So that is what excites me with this kind of boys. You don't normally get this when you're talking to the big guys. They don't give you what you think you need from these boys. And I was impressed.
Scala, you took a drive from Joburg coming to Eswatini today. When you're in the car driving, it's a 2 hours, 30 minutes drive. So at Kabangela now, this is a huge project you've started. We are faced at least at some point we watch the national team that has got a product of at least 5 to 6 players who once played under a program. That's something you think of?
Fortunately, I've been there. I've played there. And when I look at some of these kids, in my head, and when I come this side, I can see them. I can see that we have stars here, so long as we nurture them. That is why having a sponsor, beautiful sponsor like KFC, chances that we will have good teams, because the boys are growing. We just have to make sure that we bring them together and train them for, and concentrate on a certain number of boys. Once we do that, chances that Slango will be one of the best teams.
And the ladies, we're lacking behind in women football, but have you been impressed as well?
Okay, the under 17. Right now, we're praying for a sponsor that will give us under 15 and under 13. Because we have the under 17.
Yes.
What about the younger girls?
Okay.
We're looking for that. For some time we didn't have that. Okay. Now we're excited that we have girls who can play.
the big day, Saturday, before maybe we round up the interview, Saturday. And can I also congratulate you for getting a facility like Somphlo National Stadium. For these kids, Bakule, Babachazela, which is the biggest stadium in the country, is Somphlo. So now they're going to play there for the finals on Sunday. How that changes your psychology mentally to think that you're playing in a field, the biggest area in the country.
Remember when I grew up in Bulembu, far away,
Makai.
and I knew that each time we were going to play Somphlo, I couldn't sleep, for about 3 weeks. So I know how the kids, feel. In fact, the finals were supposed to take place last week, but because Swallows had booked the stadium, we then pushed it to the 13th, which is on Saturday. It will be exciting, kind of a tournament, wrapping it up. So we're looking forward to having all the parents. We want the parents to come and support this thing, because without the parents, the children are not going to be motivated.
Talking about the parents coming on Saturday to watch the finals at Somphlo, Scouts, anyone who'll be there watching? These are young stars, and it's the finals. Asat Mhlambe, during the drive, you managed to come with someone who might be here to watch, or they should just know that people will be watching.
Normal scouts, they don't even tell you that we're coming. They just come and do their stuff and whatever notes, and then they start, doing the negotiations. So we suspect that there will be people who will be watching without us even realizing who those people are. And that's what excites us with the beautiful game, that sometimes you don't even know who's there.
The drive was too long, all the way from South Africa to here. I have to let you go, and you have to rest. We meet on Saturday. Words of encouragement to the sponsor, KFC Eswatini, of both the foundation and of also of this program. This is Temidlalo, the sponsor, and of course the teams to make it on Saturday in their numbers.
I'd like to thank KFC for sponsoring this program, because it gives you guys an opportunity to expose people like us.
Yes.
This is a good initiative. But other than that, the sponsor can give you money, but if you guys are not there, I'm talking about you and your team behind the scene. You guys, well done for doing the kind of work that you're doing. The last, maybe it should be the beginning, the viewers at home, please come and support us. And we are appreciative of the fact that you watch this program, watch this KFC program, throughout the year. And thank you so much for doing it.
All right. Thank you very much, Skaratidwa. Time is against us. I have a lot of questions, offside questions outside this project, but time is not allowing us. Thank you very much for presence. Saturday, all with you at Somphlo. We will be at this place, at the venue from the starting point towards the moment you hand over the trophies to the champions, both girls and the boys on Saturday.
You and your team make me cry. Why? Because I'm so happy to see you guys, because you guys are always there to support us. Thank you so much.
Small Kulu Skaratindwa, the legendary Skaratindwa, former Sihlang Semnigati, Kaizer Chiefs. We can talk about his history as a legend in local football. On countless occasions, I've been with him, even on a foreign land, when he's sharing his experience about this foundation and what he wants to do for Eswatini, especially at football level. Trust me, we're heading somewhere. The Spanish team we're watching at the Euros, it could be us in the next 20 years or so. After the break, more guests. We've got the boot camp. They will be telling us about their competition with South Africa shortly after the break.
Order KFC on WhatsApp. +268 78 33 5151.
Welcome to the ultimate guide to your weekend entertainment. Get ready to groove with us as we bring you the hottest music videos and exclusive interviews with your favorite celebrities. Experience fresh music videos from new releases, underground sensations, and emerging talent. Whether you're hip-hop, amapiano, or afro, we've got something for everyone. And if you've missed out on any of the excitement, don't worry, we've got you covered. Join us for an electrifying journey through the music scene. Relive the magic and get inspired for your next weekend adventure. So tune in to This Week at Eswatini for your weekly dose of music, entertainment, and unforgettable experience. Get ready to groove because the weekend starts here.
You can be stuck on you. Come on, it's a simple song. Sing with me. Say, you can be stuck on you.
Order KFC on WhatsApp +268 7833 5151.
Now, indeed, the weekend starts here on Eswatini TV, not only when it comes to the entertainment industry, but also for sporting activities. Joined now by the communications officer at Eswatini National Provident Fund. Yes, I'm right. And we're talking about the Imbowe Marathon, Mr. Mlungisi. Let's talk about the launch, the 6th edition. You took us by surprise. End of July, August, but bam! Time flies. We're from just the 5th edition last year. Now it's the launch of the 6th edition. Yeah, yes. we can't wait.
Yeah, seemingly everybody's excited. Before we actually launched on Monday,
yes,
we were getting calls. People were asking us, when are we opening registration? When are we launching? As early as February, because I think, if you recall, last year, I think we had a shorter registration period. So that's why this year a lot of people wanted to register early. Some people registered very late and they were not able to get their goodie bags. So this year, I think most people want to make sure that they register on time.
Talking about registration, yes, there is the early registration that opened. I remember the CEO, Futitem, when launching on Monday. On the same day, the registration was already open.
Yes.
But now there is a system or a facility that you've provided for those who want to register. Let's talk about that because you want to do a match on that.
Okay. Yes. From Monday when we launched, we had already partnered with one of South Africa's biggest race timing companies.
Okay.
Finish Time, and they've brought in their race technology, which we are very impressed with, and we think that all the runners would also be impressed with. So from the 8th of July, which was this Monday, to the 26th of July, which is a couple of, or maybe
days
after next week on the Friday, we will have the early registration period. Now, when you register in this period, there are no penalties. You will just pay the usual amount that you normally pay for. Let's say you want to do your 42 kilometer, it's 265 emalangeni. And then for the 21 kilometers, 235. And for the 10, it's 210 emalangeni. But after the 26th of July, there's a 50 Rand penalty. So anyone who registers from the 27th of July to, I think, the 23rd of August, they will pay that extra 50 Rand as a penalty for late registration.
Okay.
And then after that, there's also a period starting at around the 24th of August to the 22nd of September.
You've got different partners, Standard Bank, you've got Old Mutual, they've already committed over, it's not over actually, it's actually 425,000 emalangeni already on day one of the launch. As you can see, that is the CEO of the organization, Futibem, and other partners, including those who are putting in their money, and we congratulate them and appreciate the kind gesture. But let's talk about also the target. CEO highlighted that you are targeting 6,000 runners from the 4.8 in 2023. Why 6,000? There's a reason why you want to reach 6,000.
It's the anticipation that we've seen and numerous requests. If you remember last year, we were identified as a comrades qualifier.
Okay.
So this makes this race now very marketable. A lot of people from South Africa have been asking, they want to come join the marathon so that they qualify for international races. And with finish time system, your time stays on the website forever, as long as you're on finish time. So you use that time that you get at the Imbube Marathon to compete anywhere. So now it's a world certified race. So there's a lot of interest.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're expecting big numbers.
Big numbers.
Yeah.
The issue of price as well, because the runners, they always want to know, has the money increased in terms of those who outshine others, if you're number one, and not to really say that all the categories, but mostly for the 42 kilometers.
Yes, I'm happy to announce that there has been an increase.
Okay.
For the 42 kilometer. You'll remember that the winner of the 42 kilometer in the past has always won 25,000 Emalanga,
Okay, yes.
the number one. And if it's a Swazi, you get what you call a majestic bonus. Remember, our patron is Ngwenyama.
Yes.
So if it's a Swazi that wins number one, they win 50,000 Emalanga.
Okay.
We increased that last year to 30,000 Emalanga.
Okay,
Right?
yes.
So they would get 60 if a Swazi had won
Yes.
last year. Now the CEO has added to that money. It's now number one in the 42 will win 35,000 Emalanga.
Okay.
So if it's a Swazi and you're a Swazi and a runner and are watching, we encourage you to train and be ready, because you could walk away with 70,000 Emalanga.
Okay. I'm Swazi and I've been training, and I can see you've been training too on your side. But let's talk about the road. I know you won't dwell much. That's athletics. Maybe has to tell us about the roads. But people have been highlighting Malagwane as one area that maybe internationally that you put them off there to say, hey, no, the hill is not a joke. Have you maybe started ways to look at if the road could change, or we're sticking to Malagwane from the starting point, Somploro, we go up to Malagwane and Mbabane, go back to Somploro as the finishing point?
You know, when we were doing the certification for the race, it was one of the options that was presented. We could change the route and remove Malagwane from the... So what we did is we polled runners, Swazis, South Africans, and what we found is that they said that hill is iconic. Yes, it's brutal, but the slogan of the race is push your limits.
Okay.
So if we change that, they said it would just be like any other marathon for them. There's no reason for them to come all the way from SA. So they said that, you know, it's brutal, but it's an experience I'll never forget. So we can't change that.
We can't change that.
Yeah.
So at this point in time, not to be specific when it comes to figures, can you tell us, I'm interested mostly, this is also the issue of tourism. How, in terms of figures internationally, do you have maybe a little bit of, you know, figures of how many international runners will be part of the competition at this point?
We launched on Monday. The system opened on Monday. But I can tell you that as soon as we opened, there's a group of 24 that registered on Monday. And there's companies that have already sent, I think, yesterday or today, we got a group of 30, we got a group of 12. So companies are registering.
They're committing the employees. Yeah.
Yes, they're committing the employees. So the interest is there. We got contact from a race group in Nelspruit. They want us to go have a water point at their marathon, so that all the runners that join their marathon, they have 10,000 runners for that marathon. They want to come and participate. So the interest is there.
You could go beyond the target, which is 6,000. Now, the time is still around, because the race itself is on the 6th of October. So we have probably more than 2 months to discuss, and time to time we'll have you on the show. But words of encouragement, especially to the athletes and clubs and everyone who wants to be part of the marathon individual, just to keep on chasing that registration process and be part of the marathon.
Yes, please. We implore everyone to register early to avoid any penalties. We have obviously the online platform. You can register. You can also come to our branches, and excitingly, our main sponsor, Standard Bank, has allocated quite a number of tickets, I'm told, I don't know the exact number, for the Luju Festival. So those people that register on the Unayo platform stand a chance to win a Luju ticket. Now you know how much that costs. So that's a big win for you. Win. If you register using Unayo on your mobile device, we don't have the exact schedule yet. If it's every 2 weeks, where we will be announcing winners who will get tickets for the Luju Festival. This applies for the early registration period.
So Nanguva, before you leave, Mlungis, Unayo is the stone the two birds is Imboyo Marathon and Lucho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
All right. Thank you very much, Mlungi. So we keep in touch. Time will allow us to be part of this conversation once again. I think in August we'll have you prior to the event. Of course, in September we also are organize another interview just to get your feel about how far Eswatini and international athletes are putting in to be part of this conversation or this race, this Mbowe Marathon, one of the biggest marathon in the SADC region, but now being used locally as a qualifier for different international competitions. A short break, more guests are coming. Now, talking about the boot camp, they're in the studio. We want to hear about the competition that will be taking place this month after the break.
Order KFC on WhatsApp +268 78 33 5151.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahu. Get the beat down on Saturday.
Now, we're still with you, Eswatini TV, your Thursday edition of Temidlalo. You know what, as you know, KFC Eswatini proudly sponsoring this show. It's now time to talk about one of the biggest boot camp to take place in the kingdom ever. But it's this Saturday on the 13th of July at the Mavso Sports Center in Manzini. So when you see the post, it's all about Eswatini versus South Africa. But in Eswatini versus South Africa, we've got those who are representing Eswatini. Apparently, it's a healthy union, as they call it. I will let them explain about this boot camp, the initiative behind this boot camp and why Eswatini in South Africa.
Thank you. All right. So This is go hard or go home.
Yes.
We are go hard or go home, meaning
If you can't take
literally, if you can't take it, you will literally find yourself having to go home.
Yeah.
So this is a team that started from a few individuals who were friends during COVID and heralded by Coach Sfuba.
Okay.
And so it grew into a bigger brand, and such that it even grew beyond our borders. And I must say, this is a spectacular team. Swaziland has never seen such.
Yes. Yeah, I can see the excitement. You're not only talking about the excitement, you are living the excitement.
Of course. Oh, you know.
Coach,
yes, boss.
go hard or go home.
Yeah, I said you go
I
hard
mean,
or
that's
go
the
home.
way kaya, coach.
No,
Coach. When you can go hard, I can tell.
Yes.
Have you been encouraging there's gyms, Eswatini in general, would see they just get ready for this big event, because we want to portray a better picture to the South Africans that we are heading somewhere when it comes to fitness.
Yes, coach. We're trying our best to live, because go out and go home is a gym laying there outside. We're not specially using equipment inside the gym. We are on the field, more like a military training.
Okay.
So we're doing with ties, even though Emma weights are corner, but we're dealing with body. So it's something that you can do even at your backyard.
Coach. It's almost like a military training.
Yes.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
Behind closed doors, she's a soldier now, the way she trains.
Definitely.
All right. Let's talk about now the attendance. Do you have registration, or just they come on the day in their numbers? But I figure on the day they're just part of the event, or we have a registration system for the event.
Oh, okay. So as part of our advertising, we did post Guma social networks that were selling tickets. However, we do know that some of the people don't really have access or are not tech savvy. So also on the day, you will come and angithi siyanati.
All right.
Siyanati ukuthi nawe nje ngiyadla ukuthi takushaya ke ngalo lesihlanu bese ngalo mgcibelo kuseni kuyakucinzetela ngilapho ke sowuthatha ke imali yakho nako sowushona soyobhadala egedeni, kodwa sibhadala malini coach?
Egedeni ngo 120 again. Yes, but when people are coming as a group, besilungisa package yokuthi if people are coming as a group, they can pay 100 rand. Yes. Group, so it must be a serious group. Maybe it's 1 and 2 we can make a group. That's not a group.
Individuals. Yes. Let's talk about the South Africans. I'm sure you're in touch with them, in contact. Yes. What are they saying? What are they promising? And in terms of the expectation, coach.
Okay, actually what I can say, this guy, let's invite him from South Africa, Skombuzo Mleje. He's popular in South Africa, and he's popular again even in Swaziland. What you would say, Hambo Gym. There's a promotion like I end up these days, calling it city to city. Okay. So now he's going all over the continent of Africa, promoting the city to city. As Swazis and as Gohad, we have invited him to come and join the City to City campaign in Swaziland.
All right. When you talk about maybe boot camp, the word is broad. What are we saying? What is going to be there on the day? I mean, yes, we do push-ups. I don't know. We do, legs. We do, everything. What's going to happen? Just give us the details of the boot camp on the day.
Okay, thank you. So basically, sithandza ukuthi sikubite ngethi boot camp and a wellness day.
Yes.
There are many issues of mental health
these
days, and people are going through the most.
Okay.
So we will have stalls for where you can actually talk to someone, a professional concerning mental health, cervical cancer, HIV and AIDS, and yes, and also food.
Yes.
And of course, for the stalls, there's a certain amount that you're going to pay so that you can be able to give us that service.
Now, the main day arrives. This is the facility. When I'm saying I'm coming for the boot camp, what should I expect in terms of exercises on the day?
Yes. We are having tires. That's what that's our
Tires.
trail. Yes, you must be able to lift the tires, must be able to jump in and out the tire, and you can even stack the tires as high as possible. And we've got weights, we'll be using weights, and at the same time, we'll be working on our bodies, and we have invited some coaches in the country for the aerobics, so we'll be having even the aerobic classes.
Okay, that's the boot camp. That's what I wanted to.
Yes,
Now,
it's a
words of
collection.
encouragement Saturday. Call them to come in their numbers and tell them that it's going to be a very exciting day.
Saturday is already here. We
Yeah.
are so excited as Go Hard to have this day. It'll be a beautiful and momentous day in Eswatini as a whole. And I'm sure, I mean, you can attest.
Okay.
You've never, like, literally seen or heard of such greatness coming. It's
No,
going to be here.
Ndabenkona for the first time, and actually I will stay behind the camera. I'll be part of the team as well. Coach, go hard or go home.
Yes. Good said, go hard or go home. Mhlambe lengakusho nje on behalf of Mdletshe. He said he's inviting the whole country to be there at Mavuso.
Okay.
If uke weve kancane ngalo Mdletshe. Ngayindoda lele vamise ukukhuluma ngeke usi igceka nabo bomakela banethi silethe inkulu unyaka nje bekunede in July. There's a clip like ayikhiphile uthi bomake bebabahle bagcoke bahle babahle but lesisu sasesona yonke le so then now so now on this day
must happen July.
yes if ubanakile ke labo make laba labahle kakhulu bagcoke ingubo letinhle but the problem was it is so Mdletshe will be there to criticize those things, motivate abantu because he's a motivational speaker, motivate abantu ukuthi
Okay.
let's all go to
the
gym.
To the
Yes.
gym. All right. Thank you very much. I went to the some of the good events. So nangabe bashonjalo vele bayangithusa hayi nani angisayi. Otherwise, beautiful guys, thank you very much. Coach, time is against us, but we'll be there Saturday for the coverage, and we want to see how the attendance will look like. Thank you for your presence.
Thank
we
you.
can't wait. What a way of encouraging Amaswati to see they attend in their numbers. And tell you what, we're about to leave, but as I leave, there will be shortly a montage just to show you what was happening at Ngwenya class over the past weekend. So just watch this montage just to show you what was happening over the weekend. There is taekwondo, there is pool, there is cycling, and there was also a walk for those who were part of that event. As we leave, this is what we're going to say at the same time. Go home.
Go hard.
Go
Go
home.
hard or go home.
Yes.
Let's go. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Order KFC on WhatsApp. +268 78 33 5151.
The side?
Yes, the side is ready.
benesimave baze bakhomenta betakini bathe president ya lena era Eswatini era siyabona because we were taking all the goals there.
Ndawusho ukuthi le tournament siyibona iyakhula ikhula kakhulu nasibuka le caliber yema athletes letako la kule competition. Initially nasiqala sasibuke nje ukuthi sifuna kunika our athletes an entry level competition but le prestigious. But we are seeing athletes la ku stage ukuthi ama medalists continentally.
It went good. I love Pumse because you can kick high, and when you land together. Yeah, that's why I like Pumse.
Well, it took months and weeks for me to prepare. I didn't think that I was ready, but I'm happy. And the person I was fighting it is actually from my school. She's my teammate.
It has to be the greatest fight that I've ever had. I feel like Loguti, it was a fellow colleague, made me challenge myself more because I had to figure out a technique because this person in Jimana, so she is aware of the techniques that I use, my strategy and everything.